Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Ian's How to Make Tech Easy. Today we're going to talk about part 2, smart home technologies, but specifically IFTTT. Yeah, if that, then this, 3 T's. And I'm going to show you an example of how I use IFTTT to make my life easier here at home, especially when I'm leaving or coming home, what IFTTT can do for me linked into smart home technologies like the TP-Link Casa lights. So let me show you an example of what I mean by making my life easier using IFTTT. There are 3 things you need to do in order for IFTTT to work. First is you have to set up your device with the app for that device, and that's step 1. So in my example, it's a Casa TP-Link device. It's an outlet called Garage that I've set up and configured, and you'll see that in a moment. And I have an account with Casa that I needed to establish in order for the Wi-Fi or smart switch to work. The second thing you'll need to do is set up an IFTTT account. So you'll log into the IFTTT website, create an account, and when you've done that, you then can select, which is step 3, you can then set up an applet once you've configured your IFTTT account to do what you want to do. In front of you is a snapshot or a screenshot of my Casa app from my iPhone. Within my Casa app, I've set up these devices, and through the app, you can configure each of these devices to turn on at certain times or turn off at certain times with what they call scenarios or scenes and smart actions. And obviously you can see all of the activity for each of these by clicking on the activity icon on the bottom. In setting up my Garage device, I've gone into the Casa app. I've configured it to hook into the Casa app, and that's the outlet here. And then I've labeled it or called it Garage. And there are other things I can do with the device configuration as well. But for this example, the assignment of the name called Garage is done through the Casa app. IFTTT requires that it connects into your device app that's controlling the device in order for it to work with that device. And the way it does that is by setting up a connection from the app that I'm going to show you here, which is entering the Garage, and the service that it hooks into in order to configure. So if you enter an area, then turn on Garage is the actual app scenario. And you can see the arrows coming into the circle. So once my iPhone with the IFTTT app, 3 T's, enters this circle, it will then execute the trigger. It says firing the trigger every time it enters an area. And the trigger it's going to fire is just going to turn on a device. And that device is the TP-Link Casa device that I've labeled as Garage. IFTTT does this is it connects into your Casa account that you set up when you've first purchased a Casa device and you've logged in with your user ID and password. It logs in to the same user ID and password, and that's how it knows the devices that I've configured. In front of you is a screenshot of my iPhone when I've left the area as defined in the app within IFTTT, within the applet, that says when I reach the circumference of that circle, the trigger in the applet within IFTTT is going to execute, and it's going to turn off a device. And this is the end result, the output that you see. So to bring it full circle, I have here in front of you a screen that shows IFTTT again. But the steps are: A, configure your device on the app, which then also sets up an account on the service, and that's how these smart home devices work. And in my example, it's Casa. The second step is to create a login ID for IFTTT. And the third step is to pick an app that you can then configure and set up to use with that smart home technology service like Casa in my case. And as you can see, each app has a specific trigger or condition, only one that it can execute, and only one action that it can take. So I have an app for entering an area and turning on something, or I can exit an area and turn off something in my examples here that you see on the screen. So thank you for your time today. I hope you found this video informative and useful on how to leverage IFTTT to really make smart home technology smarter through automation of the applets that you can then select and configure to hook into your smart home devices. Thank you for your time. If you liked the video, please do a like. And if you like the videos that I've been creating, please subscribe to my channel so you can keep in tune with new videos as they come out. Thank you for your time.